Let's talk about a feeling. A very specific, very quiet, and very modern kind of prison. It's not a prison of steel bars or stone walls. It's a prison of shoulds, a prison of supposed tos, a prison of what will they think. It is the prison of the good life. This is the life you built, brick by sensible brick. You went to the right school, you got the right job, you found the right partner, you have the right apartment, the right car, the right friends, you post the right pictures. Your life, from the outside, is a masterpiece of rightness. It is a fortress of success. Your parents are proud. Your friends are envious. You are, by every external metric, winning. So why, in the dead of night, in the quiet moments between meetings, or in the long, hollow echo of a Sunday evening, do you feel like you are suffocating? Why do you feel like you are a fraud, an actor, a ghost, haunting the hallways of your own perfect life? Why do you feel so empty? This feeling, this hollowness, this anxiety, this quiet, screaming dread is not a symptom of something being wrong with you. It is not a failure of your mind. It is the first, faint signal of something going right. It is the first whisper of your freedom. It is the first crack in the wall of the perfect prison you've built. It is the real you. Your soul, yourself, as the great psychologist Carl Jung would call it, finally. Waking up. The moment you question everything is the moment you begin to be free. This isn't a pep talk. It is a profound psychological law. It is the diagnosis of your pain. And it is the prescription for your life. We are, most of us, born free. And then we spend the first half of our lives building a cage. We are not taught to be whole. We are taught to be acceptable, and acceptable is the opposite of free. Let's call this cage what Jung called it, the persona. The word persona comes from the Latin word for the masks worn by actors in ancient Greek theater. One, it was the character they played on stage. That is exactly what your persona is. It is your social mask. It is your good student self, your good son or daughter, your responsible employee, your perfect partner. It's the you have carefully crafted, edited, and curated to be approved of by the world. It's your public relations department. And it is not bad. It is an essential tool. You need a persona to function in a complex social world. You can't talk to your boss the same way you talk to your dog. You can't go to a job interview with the same energy you bring to a party. The persona is an adaptive interface. It's your armor. It protects you. The prison is when you identify with it. It's when you forget you are wearing the mask. It's when you, the actor, believe you are the character. It's when the armor you built to protect you becomes a cage that contains you. This is the state of persona identification. This is the unquestioning life. You are the successful lawyer. That is not what you do. That is who you are. You are the good mother. That is not a role you play. That is all you are. You are the responsible one. You are the smart one. You are the nice one. You have fused with your function. You have betrayed yourself. In favor of your script, you are a lie, a successful lie, a well-adjusted lie, but a lie nonetheless. You are living a false, unquestioned life. You are asleep. You are an automaton. You are doing everything you should, and you are feeling nothing, or worse than nothing. You are feeling that emptiness, that emptiness. That is the beginning. That is the moment of questioning. The questioning doesn't start as a thought. It starts as a pain. It starts as anxiety. It starts as depression. It starts as dread. It starts as self-sabotage. It starts as inexplicable procrastination at the perfect job. It starts as an irrational rage at your perfect partner. It starts as a symptom. Our modern world tells us to drug this symptom. You're anxious, here's a pill. You're depressed? Here's a 5-step hack to think positive. You're self-sabotaging? You're lazy. You need more discipline. We are taught to kill the messenger, to silence the symptom, to patch the crack in the prison wall and go back to sleep. Jung and all of depth psychology would say no. That anxiety is not a symptom to be cured. It is a summons to be answered. It is your soul, your real you, yourself, finally, screaming loud enough for you to hear it. It is the first question, and the question is this all? This lie, this mask, this emptiness, is this the life you were meant to live? This is the call to adventure. This is the moment the title is talking about. And the instant you, for the first time, stop trying to silence that question, and you turn around, and you face it, and you ask it, back, wait, is this all? That is the moment you begin to be free. It is not a happy moment. It is, almost always, a terrifying one. It is the dark night of the soul. It is the collapse. It is the moment you realize, the house I've built, my perfect life, is a prison. It is the moment you realize, I have no idea who I am. This questioning, this nigredo, this great blackening, is the death of an identity. It is the death of the persona, and it feels like you are dying, and you are. The false you is dying. The character is dying. The good student, the successful lawyer, the pleasant, agreeable, that is dying, and this is agony, because it's the only you have ever known, and in this death, this collapse, you are asked to do the hardest thing a human can do. You are asked to let it die. You are asked to sit in the rubble. You are asked to be in the void, to stop fixing, to stop rebuilding, to stop finding a new mask. To be in the not knowing, to be in the chaos, to be. Was hearing the question. The second act is living in the question. It is the refusal of the easy answer. It is the choice to stay in the mess, because, as Jung knew, the mess, the chaos, the prima materia, the first matter of the alchemists, is the only thing from which a true life can be born. You cannot build your real life on the false foundation of your persona. You must burn the whole thing to the ground. Your questioning, your crisis, your failure is the sacred fire that is doing that for you. It is a grace. It is a terrifying, painful grace. And so you sit in the rubble. The old you is gone, and the new you has not yet arrived. You are nothing, and you are free. You are free from the script. You are free from the prison of what will they think, because you have to be. You have failed. You have collapsed. You are the disappointment. And you survived. You survived the one thing your persona was terrified of. You survived failure. You survived judgment. And you realize, oh, that was the monster. That was the dragon. It was just a feeling. This is the beginning of real courage. Now, you are in the void. And in this void, you are not alone. When the light of your persona is extinguished, the other parts of you, the creatures that have been living in your darkness, finally have permission to come out. This is the third stage of freedom. The questioning opens the door to your shadow, The shadow, as Jung called it, is the backpack of every part of yourself that your perfect, acceptable persona had to reject. It is your unacceptable self. It's your anger. It's your rage. It's your vulnerability. It's your weakness. It's your shame. It's your selfishness. It's your laziness. It is every part of you that you betrayed to be good. And your first instinct is terror. You've just died, and now these monsters are crawling out of the rubble? No, this can't be me. I am a good person. I am a kind person. I am not angry. I am not selfish. And you try to run. You try to build a new mask fast, but the journey of freedom, the journey of individuation, of becoming whole, is the journey. To stop running, it is the courage. To turn around and face your shadow. And this is where you find the gold, because in your rush to be acceptable, you didn't just throw your demons in the bag. You threw your life force in there. You threw your gold in there. That rage you betrayed, that was not bad. That was your gold. That was your power. That was your boundary. That was your sacred no. Your freedom depends on you reclaiming that rage, that vulnerability you betrayed to be strong. That was not weakness. That was your gold. That was your humanity. That was your capacity to connect. Your freedom depends on you reclaiming that vulnerability, that laziness you betrayed to be productive. That was not a sin. That was your gold. That was your need for rest. That was your playfulness. That was your connection to being, not doing. Your freedom depends on you reclaiming that play. That weird artistic kid you betrayed to be serious. That was not unproductive. That was your gold. That was your creativity. That was your soul. Your freedom depends on you reclaiming your soul. The questioning is the invitation to this great work, the work of shadow work. And how do you do it? You listen. You stop projecting. You realize that the people who infuriate you are not your enemies. They are messengers. They are mirrors of your own disowned, betrayed gold. You hate that arrogant, loud, bitchy woman at work. You, who are the good, quiet, pleasing woman. She is not your enemy. She is your teacher. She is your shadow projected onto her. You hate her because she is living in the open, the exact power, the exact boundaries, the exact voice that you betrayed and locked in your basement. Your hatred is your longing. Your trigger is your map. The questioning shows you the map. You listen to your self-sabotage. You procrastinate on the perfect job. You are not lazy. Your betrayed creative child, your shadow, is sabotaging the false life. It is hijacking the system, screaming, "You betrayed me. I will not let you succeed in this lie." Your self-sabotage is your soul fighting back. The questioning is the act of listening to this rebellion. This is the work of freedom. It is not pretty. It is not positive thinking. It is war. It is alchemy. It is archaeology. It is digging in the ashes of your false life to reclaim the golden, blood-stained bricks of your real one. And as you do this, as you reclaim your anger, as you reclaim your vulnerability, as you reclaim your play, a new you begins to form. A you that is not a mask. A you that is not a half person. A you that is whole. A you that is both strong and vulnerable, kind, and boundaried, productive, and restful, logical, and creative. You are integrating, you are healing. The questioning was the fever. This integration is the healing. And this leads to the final stage of freedom. Once you have questioned the persona and you have integrated the shadow, how do you live? What is the new compass? The old compass was external. It was, what do they think? What do they want? It was the persona's compass, and it led you to this prison. The questioning broke that compass. The new compass must be internal. This is the anchor in the void. This is the whisper that replaces the shouting shoulds. Jung called this the self. The ego, your I, your persona, is the center of your conscious mind. The self is the center of your total psyche. It is the God within. It is your soul. It is your wholeness. It is the real you that you were born as. And the whole you are meant to become. The entire journey. The collapse of the persona, the rise of the shadow, was all orchestrated by the self. Your soul conspired to destroy your false life so it could finally birth your true one. Your freedom is the act of switching your allegiance. You stop living from the ego, the mask, and you start living from the self, the soul. How do you hear this internal compass? You heard it already. The first question, the emptiness, the anxiety, that was the self knocking. The shadow, the rage, the grief, that was the self showing you your lost gold. And now you keep listening. You listen to your dreams. When you sleep, your ego, the censor, sleeps, and yourself speaks. It speaks in the crazy, illogical language of symbols. Keep a dream journal. Are you dreaming of a house? That is your psyche. Are there new rooms? Is the basement flooding? Are you dreaming of a wise old man or wise old woman? That is the self offering guidance. Are you dreaming of a lion? That is your instinct, your power, your rage, asking to be integrated. Your dreams are not junk. They are a nightly letter from your soul. Your freedom is learning to read your mail. You listen to your body. Your persona lives in your head. Yourself lives in your body. That knot in your stomach, when you're about to say yes but you mean no, that is yourself screaming. Betrayal, that expansion in your chest when you're painting or walking in the woods, that is yourself singing. Yes, this is truth. Freedom is learning to trust your gut over your shoulds. You listen to your illogical impulses. This is Jung's active imagination. You sit with that empty feeling. You talk to it in a journal. Emptiness, what are you? And you listen for the crazy answer. Your unlived creative life. I am your joy that you sacrificed for security, and you follow the crazy whisper. I think I want to paint, need to walk by the ocean. This is not madness. This is yourself, your compass, finally giving you directions, and freedom is having the courage to take that one illogical, small step. This is the new life. The questioning was the door. It was the moment you began to be free. It was the end of your perfect, false, imprisoned life, and the beginning of your messy, real, whole, and free one. The life you hate, the one of shoulds, is still calling to you. Come back. It's safe in here. It's easy. The waiting room is still, waiting. But you cannot go back. You have seen what is behind the mask. You have heard the call of yourself. You know too much. You are free. The freedom is not happiness. The freedom is not safety. The freedom is not perfection. The freedom is wholeness. The freedom is authenticity. The freedom is the burden, the glorious, terrifying, magnificent burden of finally choosing yourself, of finally building a life that is yours, not a perfect one, but a real one. The moment you questioned was the end of your sleep. It was the beginning of your life. The question is the answer. The process is the purpose. You are not failing. You are finally beginning. Welcome to your life. It is time to build.